Another video. Today I will be showing you how to build a simple starter boat in Stormworks. Here we go. Right, let's start off by going down to the workbench. Oops, got stuck there. This is probably going to be a two-part video. So we're starting in this box here where we can build. So I suggest putting on symmetry mode, which is this button here, and then the red one to do this. Blocks you're going to want to start off with is the inverted pyramid, the wedge, and the block. We're probably going to also get the 2x1 wedge and the 1x4 wedge. So we're going to start off by building the base of our boat. I'm going to be doing a small little dinghy boat. I'm actually going to change this. So let's just start again. I also suggest actually doing measurements and grid lines on, direction arrows, center of mass. Right, let's get started for the second time. So I'm going to start off with a simple boat shape for the base, like that. Now let's start off by doing the front. I'm going to do it like that. Do we have... I'm also going to use this one, maybe? Yeah. So do that. That. Get this. Place it like that. So as you can see, we've got a little dome area for our boat. What you're going to want to do next, place a block like that, and that. Then get your wedge, place them along like that. Then what you can do, with these pyramids, drag them along like that, delete those, place that along like that, get these, place them along. If you want to make it look a bit nicer, I can suggest delete those. then get blocks again. It's going to be a very small little dinghy boat. So like that. We're going to be doing no difficult sort of stuff in this video, just simple things you'll start off with. Okay, I'm starting a career survival in this episode, so this is day 1 of doing a survival. So I'm actually going to extend this here, like that. And then get my wedge again. And do it like that. So I can also just drag them along. As you can see, there's not going to, that won't fit. That's when inverted pyramids come in. So it can fit in gaps like that. Place that along there. Some more wedges. Like that. Oops. As you can see, we've got a little dinghy boat. I think I might actually extend this a bit to there. And see, instead of me having to click down here, if I hold Control and click that, it auto selects it. Okay, drag them along like that. Like that. We can delete these there. Now, I'm just gonna, we're not finished down here yet, but I want just to show you this will how this works. I'm going to cap this off. Now this will float because it's sealed inside. So if I spawn it in, as you can see, it is floating. But if I go back here and then I cut a hole in the side, that, and spawn it in, it will sit much lower and will probably sink with all the stuff, with the engine in it. So that's why you have to make your boat a sealed. As you can see, there is no way any water can get in. So I'm gonna get back to, so now what we're gonna want to do is build the engine. I like to keep the block there and probably the wedge and in my inventory. So what you're going to want to get to start off the engine is a small engine. You're going to want to get a straight pipe, an angled pipe, a T-piece. You're going to want to get a small propeller, a fluid exhaust, a fluid port, and a fluid heat radiator. There will be more, so don't start all of that. I'm going to place the engine there. We're going to want to get pipes. Turn those, place 2 like that. Flip this, like that. Now, as you can see, one it goes through, heats it up, comes back into the engine, and that's how that will work. Next we have here, as you can highlight them, is fuel. We'll do fuel later, and exhaust and air. When you're doing an engine like this, we're going to start with air. You don't want, if you're doing an engine like I am, inside your hull, you don't want the fluid port just to be sitting in there and covered. You're going to want it to be outside a bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn symmetry off for this, find where that is, so that's in that line. I'm going to place it probably there. I'm going to flip it around like that. And then all we have to do is just connect the pipes. Like that. Then we're going to work on to exhaust. Right, now we've done this, we don't need them. What we will need is a pipe straight. The reason for this is because when we put the exhaust on, so if we do it like that, there will be, and we close it off, there's a hole there. So now we know that there is where there's a hole. So if we put a thing there and cap it, that will stop it, that will keep it sealed. What we're next going to put on is the engine. So what you're going to want to put, if you're following this as a tutorial or as how to build this boat or just the basic mechanics, I'm placing my small propeller just at the bottom there. And then, as if we erase this block here, you can see that's where the thing has to go in, power. So what you're going to want to get from here is an angled piece enclosed. You're going to want to make sure, as you can see there's blue arrows, but if you turn the directional arrows off, they're off. So it's good to have directional arrows on. See that it's an L, you're going to put that there, so then that comes out like that. What next is going to happen, it's going to go like that, put another pipe there, and a pipe there. Next is going to be something a bit more difficult, so I'm going to go on to that later. We don't need another engine. What we're going to need next is a medium fuel tank. So this is where our fuel is going to come from. I like to turn this back on for this, because then I can place it along like this. I like to put quite a bit of fuel, because then you can go for quite long journeys with your boat. Drag them. So if you don't want to have to individually place them, you can hold and drag. I'm going to turn symmetry off now, and I'm going to drag this pipe over, just about there. And I'm going to put a T-piece, not there, there. I've actually done this the wrong way around. That's okay, we can just flop them around. So as you can see, that's where the fuel has to go in. So just put that there. That there. I'm going to want the fuel pipe to come out of the engine. That. As you can see, it's one level low. So we're going to go like that. Like that. And then like that. Now we have all the components in the engine except for two more things. So you're going to want to get rid of these. Another thing is you're going to want in here the clutch and the gearbox. Gearbox goes there, clutch goes there. And next you're going to want to press the select button, select your gearbox, turn ratio on, press that arrow to make it go like that, and you're going to want to press that twice. And then that is it. We have our engine done. So what you're going to want to do next is cap it off. That. This is the end of part 1. We will see you guys later. Goodbye! Part 2 of my campaign survival. Let's get right into it. So, in part 1, we got the base of the boat down and the engine down. So now we're going to work on the propeller so that we can sail not the propeller, the cockpit where the seat will be. So if we get the, what seat will we use? We'll use the compact vehicle seat to pilot our ship. I'm probably going to put it there. So what I'm thinking of doing is getting the 1x4s. Probably going to set this about there. But now thinking about it, the 1x4s are actually a bit too big for what we're going to do. So we're going to actually use the 1x2s. For this, we're just going to pull that along like that. I'm actually going to turn the x-axis back on. And I've just realised I don't have... What we're actually going to do is also get rid of that. Place them like that. Now, something we don't actually have is a door. So the way we're going to sort that. I also don't think if we do this, that, actually if we flip those, so that's like that, and then we can do that. So like that. Actually, we're going to have to... not going to be able to do that, it's not tall enough. So what's going to happen is we're going to do like that. Like that. Now that's a 2 gap, so we're going to get the 2.
Right.
Like that. Sorry for any noise in the background. That
Yeah.
So we are actually gonna do if we just do, we don't have it on me actually, 30 pyramid, and go, actually if we get the 1x2 inverted pyramid, that shall fit. That, but I'm not liking that. I think we're actually just going to stick with that design. And then we're going to put a roof on. Do like a small cabin area. Like that. Then we can just get rid of all that for a window. If I'm sitting here, it's a bit small. No, it's not going to work. So what we could do is end up just capping it off, or go remove that, turn that around, yeah, like that. Or what we do, which is going to probably be the final design, 1x2 wedge. Like, yeah, like that. We're gonna need one pyramid. Yeah, that's looking nice. I just realised we don't have any doors, so I'm gonna have to leave that for now. I'm gonna move on to the windows. So let's see what we got. We've got the three. Three will fit. I actually have a gap of 5. So we've got 3. I'm gonna need that. I'm thinking what we do is just spin that around, slap that on there, put those there. Yeah, or instead of that we do, yeah, like that. Good cap, and I'm gonna leave that like that for now. Or even, since it extends here, we're gonna go for a 1x4. No, the 1x2. And then we'll go for 1x4. Yeah, instead of that being there, place that with a, yeah, I'm liking that. Could probably actually raise it up by 1 block. Place that, like that. It goes over. So we could just also put one of them on. Yeah, that's looking good. Right, back to the windows. You can't drag these, sadly. And actually, we've made it the perfect length. Oh, actually, if we get that and erase that, she's going to need to be that. And then we go, place that there. Yeah, that looks quite good actually. I'm going to leave it like that. So we're actually going to go onto the doors next. I don't have the doors, So what we're going to do is I'm going to quickly grab a bed and put it there, and I will go get the beds and I'll be back here with you shortly. And we are back. So now we have the doors. So what I'm probably going to use is maybe just a sliding door. Will that fit? So a sliding door will actually fit. So, but first we're going to have to get rid of that and just erase that. And there we are. We have a door. So next we are going to probably add the fins, rudders, at the back here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place that there. Actually, I'm going to erase those, please get rid of them. So we will, in here, name this the pilot seat. A and D is going to be the rudder. W and S is going to be the throttle. Up and down is going to be the clutch. So what we're going to want to do is the throttle is going to want to be set to sticky. The clutch is going to want to set to sticky. The rudder is set as that. I like to do no hat, but you can have pilot mask, headset, heli helmet, but I like to do none for my boat. One can be set as starter if you want to have it in quick access, and reverse as well. So now that we've got that, so I forgot to add last episode, is that and a battery and a small generator. For the small generator, what you're going to want to need is get the T-piece, find where it curls out of the engine and down into your propeller. There should be a straight piece somewhere. Get that, replace that with a T-piece. You see there's a notch at the bottom. I'm going to line that up with that. Now that I have that, I'm going to quickly add some batteries into the front here. Doesn't need to be a lot. I'm probably going to only add 3 because we will not have a lot. Also, if you're going to want to press select, this button here, so you can select on things to change what they are called and do. So I'm going to name this the cabin. You're going to want to go over to logic. You're going to want to go to the side here, electrical. So I have my 3 batteries at the front. I'm going to drag this one over to here, this one over to here. If I grab this and hold control, I can select all these things to use electric. Now we're going to want to go into data at the top, and here is all your nodes. So you're going to want to go from A and D to your rotation on the rudder. Then you're going to want to go W and S to the throttle on the engine. And you want to go up and down, which was our clutch, to the clutch pressure. Now that you've got that, that will be the basic movement, but you're going to need some way of making your ship turn on. For this, I'm going to use 2 toggle buttons. So I'm going to place my toggle buttons right here. I'm also going to add the rest of the dashboard. Now we're going to go back onto select, set this one as reverse, and this one as starter. A starter. You're going to want to go from here, go back to your electricity, find this battery, control again, select them, back to data. Now as you see your starter, if you remember we selected the hotkey 1 to be our starter, so you're going to drag the big one into the starter. And this one, which is the reverse, we set the node 2 to be the reverse. Now from the starter here, you're going to want to go down to the engine. Here's the engine, you want to select it as the starter. Then what you're going to do from the reverse, go down to the gear switch. Now that is your normal boat done. So, but I'm going to add some paint. I'm actually going to show you how to do the lights first. So all you're going to want to do is go down here to light, grab a toggle button. You go to erase. Erase some blocks there. I'm probably going to do 2 lights. One there, one there. I'm actually going to do some lights at the front here. Some one to the side here. And actually I'm going to go fill that back in. Go back onto here. Back into my thing there. There. And then one at the front, and one at the deck here. I'm going to shove that there, box it in, grab the pyramids, like that. So you have a nice little light at the top. Put some lights in, like that. Back to your electricity here. Control. Select all the lights that I've added. I've actually missed one up here in the front. So back to logic. Drag it over to here, and to check if you missed anything, hover over it, and as you can see I've missed something here. Now everything is white, so that means everything has power. So you're going to want to, now to turn these lights on, because they will start off, you're going to need a switch. So I like to do it inside my cabin, so I'm probably going to do it down here. Actually I need to turn symmetry off. Down there. Right there. Logic. I want to make sure it's connected to electricity. So we're going to want to also name this lights. You can set it to default state on if you want. So here we are. You drag, click, click, click. Link up all your lights to this. Remember to hold control to link up all your lights to the switch. So now, if I hover over it, You'll see that all my lights are selected. Now, one last thing I'm going to do is get some pipe straights, pipe angles, and then some pipe straights and my exhaust. The reason why I'm doing this is because I'm going to erase that, just like that, angled. You're going to want to bring it out, see it's there, like that, and then place it like there, add your exhaust, just like that. So we now have a nice little starter boat. You're going to want to save it, as I've named it as my campaign boat. Now from here you can go here to the paint, select what you want and just paint it as long as you like. So I'm probably going to add a black strip. Oops. Black strip just to show you how it works. Just be careful, because if you forget to change it back to white, you place like a button, that button, when you press it, it will stay that colour, it will turn that colour instead of it being normal. You have a bunch of different options, like a plain fill, so I can turn the deck green and my side orange there. The bottom, like that. There are some things it misses, like vents and things. I'm going to paint that just like that. So good thing for this is always to have symmetry on, because then you can paint them like that. I'm not a big fan of that. I'm actually going to use some blue. Like that, yeah. And as you can see, the green, if you hold control, select it, it also can colours those in. Like I missed it there. I like to paint my thing like that, and that a grey. I would like a more blue. Yeah, like that. On the inside, I'm probably going to keep it white. So once you finish painting, remember to select it back to white. Save it again as my captain boat. And you just want to spawn it in. See if it floats. As you can see, mine hasn't. So I'll need to go in, see what's wrong with that. As I should have made it all balanced. Any of slight unbalance could have changed it. So all I'm going to do is oh, it's probably because it's flipped over. So what you're going to want to do is go to the bottom for some more stability. I've actually mixed some paint to them. I want to paint that in. Get rid of that. place some weighted blocks, and you might think, oh, it will weigh it down and sink it. But since you have your hole is sealed, it won't. It will just stabilize it. I've missed some blue up there, so I'm going to go back to paint. Go back to blue. And there you are. I will also just quickly save it. You can, in here, go down to all your things here. If you want, you can add some of these in, like you can add a bed, like I probably will add a bed into the roof so I can sleep. I'll probably add some equipment out bottom. Something good to add is always add some rope anchors along the sides, so quite often next to your lights, and like maybe one in the front. I don't know, like maybe on top of there. It will just slope down into another block. I don't know. It's up to you on how you finish your boat. You can drive around, find some research points, get some railings along the sides. But yeah, let's see if it works. So I'm going to save it. I'm going to spawn it. As you can see, it floats. And it's sort of floating actually. It's very buoyant. So I'm going to close that, turn the lights on, sit in the seat. As you can see, if I turn the rudder, which is A, so turn that way and that way. So, lights are all on. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to hit the starter, hit W plus up arrow, and then you can turn the starter off, and then you go. You can set it going. I'm probably going to do some more work off this one off camera. And you can get up, walk around. I have on my other campaign, I started a new one for this, but on the other one I have quite a big boat. But to do a tutorial, I made this quite a nice small boat. It's definitely going to need some work, like probably make it a bit wider, because it is very unbalanced during the waves. But for creative, for it to start off, learn how to build a boat, this is pretty good. So, I will see you in the next one.